Taking a chance to learn what's in my head and reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. You die for me when I won't even cry for you. Oh please Lord, tell me what must I do? Taking out a page each day from the letter you wrote to me. A book of lies that I despise, but with your animosity. Take me back to a time we met on that bank holiday. We made it right from the first night till you threw it all away. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. Confusion is a gift that forever falls my own way. I'll never be so proud of that man I am today. Take me back to a time of our once happy days. Still you seem forever haunt me with your condescending ways. Now it's time to do things right and get you out of my head and reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? But would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. And the pain you caused fell from afar, and the message that you betrayed it caused me too much sorrow and pain. But I won't fall for that anymore. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm needing you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore.
Yes, people, welcome back, man. I'm so zoomed out. There we go. Hopefully, you guys are all well. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to Hugh. Link in description. We say, Bray, Vincent Kompany, next City manager on now.
Yeah. I'm on the hype train. Why not?
Big up, man. We'll see you next week. Yeah, man. Listen, bro, he's doing well, man. He's doing well, bro. He's top of the league, Bundesliga, yeah? I think he's like 8 points clear or something. And smashed, demolished Leverkusen. So I had it on the laptop, right? So I wasn't like proper paying attention. Every time I watched it, every time I watched the game, every time I looked at the match, Bayern were just all over him, bro. Like it looked like a demolition from what I seen. Obviously, like I said, I didn't proper pay attention, but I'm looking at the stats now. Yeah, obviously, yeah, they got a man sent off, but at the end of the day, like, what can you do game to game? Yeah, the stats from tonight's game, yeah, Bayern Munich versus Leverkusen is yeah, let's have a look. 17 shots to 3, 65% of possession to 35, 1.62 expected goals, so 0.33. Complete domination. Complete little domination, man. So, yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people don't want to see Vincent Kompany as the City manager. I see it all the time in the chat, bro, but I'm game, man. I'm down for it big time.
Is my Wi-Fi all right? Yeah, you can hear me fine.
Yeah.
Yeah? All good?
Yeah, bro, you're moving fine, isn't it?
I don't know why it's bugging on me, man. You know, when the PC goes into auto update, it starts bugging out. But no, I've actually watched a fair bit of Bayern this season. I've watched a fair bit of them. I do like the old German football, and I wanted to keep an eye on Vincent Kompany. I watched them in their league phase, the Champions League.
Bro. I seen that.
Yeah, they weren't great. They weren't great against Celtic. Do you know what it is with Bayern? Yeah, they're not even close to being like a top Bayern team of all time or anything like that. I don't know it's early days for Kompany, but I think their attack is so good. Like Olise, I've watched him so much this season because his move to Munich has really intrigued me, and he's just gone to another level. The guy's an absolute baller. Like if you could have said to me like who do you think would have fitted in for, I don't know, maybe Riyad Mahrez, or you could even throw him in there with the ball control of maybe a prime Bernardo Silva. And he has so many attributes that I would have just loved at Man City. But their attack is so strong, Bayern, that it gets them through games. Like their midfield isn't amazing. I saw you having a conversation on your watch along about best midfield in Europe at the minute. The Bayern one, it's not even close at the minute for me. I don't think that Bayern midfield is making any shockwaves, and then the defense is quite poor. You know, like my fair play to them for the win tonight, but I would fear that up against a stronger attack than Leverkusen or Celtic for that matter, they'd be found out. Like I think that Upamecano is an absolute bozo. You know, I think he's a donkey. I think he's so overrated. I don't know what people see.
I don't know if he is overrated.
They
though,
play Eric Dyer a lot.
I don't see anyone saying he's decent, bro, to be honest with you. I'd say everyone's slagged him off all the time. So I don't even think he's overrated, to be honest.
I've seen people asking for them to like, I saw Arsenal fans looking for him at one point. I saw United fans, but like they could probably do with him, you know what I mean? But I don't know. They play Eric Dyer quite a bit as well. Kim Min-jae, I don't know what I think about him, but no, look, they're decent. He's doing his thing. Kompany, like the litmus test for Kompany was never to go to Bayern Munich and dominate Europe, was it? It was just not to shit the bed, as we say. It was to go there, do what Bayern have to do. Do what Bayern have to do, and that's win the Bundesliga. And it doesn't take I don't know, like a 2013 Bayern Munich team to win the Bundesliga every year. It just takes a decent Bayern Munich team, and that's all he has to do. And give a good account to yourself in the Champions League. I don't even think he has to win the Champions League. I think he just has to do a decent job. You know, take down a few giants in the process, put in a display, and then the City job his. You know, after all of our success over the years, bro. At this stage, I've decided I'm on vibes. I'm on vibes. Yeah, I've accepted the downfall of this season. I've accepted the wrongdoings of this season, and now I'm on vibes. Yeah, the remainder of this season is vibes. I want to see Echeverri. I want to see Bob. I want to see Nico. I want to see these young lads. I want to see more of Nico. You know, and then the summertime is the summertime. Like, I'm not even asked having that conversation too much about who we should and shouldn't bring in, because we can do that every single week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing that every single week. But
yeah,
Vinny, didn't am I wrong in saying that Pep did once quote or Pep is quoted as saying Vinny will be the City manager one day?
Yeah, he said that. He said that in a press conference. He said that Vincent Kompany will be a City manager one day. The question is when. And I just think this contract that Vincent Kompany's got at Bayern Munich and the contract that Pep's currently signed is just it times very well. Pep's got 2 years left on his contract right after this season. Yeah. Vinny Kompany signed a 3-year contract. So he will have 2 years left on his contract. So Vinny Kompany out of contract. Pep goes in 2 years. Vinny Kompany walks in. So this is what I'd say. I say to the people that don't really want Vinny Kompany now, that's fair. He's not done anything yet, yeah. But if he wins the Bundesliga this year, right, he's in the quarterfinals now already of the Champions League. Like, they're not going to balls that one up. I'm beating a decent side in Leverkusen. Who have they got in the Who have they got in the quarterfinals? What are their options in the quarterfinals? Do you know?
Probably Barca or Benfica, I'd say.
Is it Barca or Benfica?
I
That's the
don't know
big
exactly.
one for me. That's the big one. If they can, or Dan's saying Inter, might be Inter.
Is it Inter?
Or
Yeah,
Bayern
I'm
will
not
play
sure.
Inter. That's a tough one. So if they can get past Leverkusen, which they've done, get past Inter Milan, that gets them to the semi-final, yeah, and win the Bundesliga. That for me is a very successful season for Bayern Munich and Vincent Kompany's the first year. If he gets to the semi-final, then he's probably going to be playing Barca at that point because he's on that side of the competition. Who knows? They could beat Barca. All of a sudden, they're in the final.
In his first season in the Champions League as a manager, you know, that's
Unreal.
It's really, really, really good. You know, to really get grips of the Champions League and to really, you know, find your feet and start throwing your weight around the Champions League, it takes managers quite a while often. You know, it really does to get comfortable with the nature of the competition. And he spoke about it himself, Kompany, in depth on an episode of The Overlap when Gary Neville used to do those episodes where he'd meet up with someone and they'd have a chat. And it was a brilliant episode. It was the one where he was still with Burnley. I'm sure you've watched it. And Kompany said that he found as a player, you know, being part of that brilliant Manchester City team under Pep that was destroying domestically, like, you know, absolutely battering everyone week in, week out. You remember? And then we go to Europe and someone would turn us over who's on paper and form domestically nowhere near our level, because the trials and tribulations that come with playing in the Champions League, whether it's the playing under the lights or getting on a plane and going abroad, or the different styles and tactics that you have to play when you go, you know, away somewhere or playing a different style of team that you're not used to on a week-to-week basis, it throws such a different, you know, spanner in the works, and it's probably that times 100 for a manager to have to deal with that. You know, a player, you're just taking instruction from your manager, but for Kompany as a manager stepping from Burnley, with all due respect, up to Bayern Munich, who must win Bundesliga, that's paramount, and then give a really good account to yourself in the Champions League, that's a massive, massive ask. And look, in terms of the City job for Vincent Kompany, if he's to get it, I'm reluctant to put it in the same bracket as, say, Ollie to United, or I don't know. You know, I don't think City would appoint a club legend on the basis he's a club legend. I think
and Kompany said he would only take the City job, yeah, when he's ready.
I believe it's his ultimate goal. I think it's his dream. I think he's desperate to manage Manchester City at some point, but I think he fully acknowledges that there's criteria to be met for that job, that there's credentials to be earned and there's experience to be gained. It was never going to be a case of you manage Anderlecht, you manage Burnley, and hey, you're the Manchester City manager. You have to go and at least show you're capable of competing in the levels and the competitions that City believe, you know, we should be competing on a week-to-week basis. You know, I mean, how many legends have stepped into roles in the Premier League over the years? You've had Lampard at Chelsea, you've had Ollie at United.
Yeah, but they're not in the same category, man, as Vincent Kompany. Like, what Ollie got fucking Cardiff relegated, yeah, and won some titles in Norway, right, or something like that. Fucking Lampard didn't even get, I don't even think he got Derby promoted, did he? He got them to the playoffs, and then I think they lost it, so he didn't even get them promoted, then got the Chelsea job. You know, Vincent Kompany, right, got Burnley promoted, in which some people say, like Neil Warnock, said that was the best Championship side he's ever seen in his life.
Didn't they break a record, a points record, wasn't it?
I can't remember if they broke a points record, but they
Centurion.
did big things.
Are they not Centurions?
I think they did. I think they got Centurions, yeah. So you might be right, but I think I'm pretty sure Roy Keane Sunderland got close. I'm pretty sure he slammed. Pretty sure Roy Keane slammed it with Sunderland. But yeah, they got that's one of the best teams people have seen in the Championship ever. Now, when Neil Warnock, who's been around the game a long time, says that's the best team I've ever seen, you know, green flag, yeah. Then obviously a lot of people are judging Vincent Kompany last year, right, at Burnley, and I get it, right. However, that season was fucked as soon as that transfer window shut, because that transfer window that they had was abysmal. Now, who's that? Who had that transfer window? Was that Vinny Kompany making those decisions, or was that the club? Yeah. If Vincent Kompany had nothing to do with the transfers, no problem. Didn't buy a striker. We've seen it. First game of the season last year. Yeah, I said on the watch along. I remember saying it when Kevin De Bruyne got his injury. I said in that game, these will get relegated because they don't have a striker. Yeah, they're a good side, but they don't have any. Now, if that was Vincent Kompany's decision not to buy a striker, yeah, that's an L. But at City, just don't give him that power in transfer window. You got Hugo Viana to make the decisions. Yeah. Now he's got to Bayern Munich, mate, yeah? And yeah, people say, oh, it's not hard to win the fucking league at Bayern. Well, hang on a minute. Last year, they didn't win it. And the year before, they scammed it. They won it on the last day of the season when fucking Dortmund fucked it up. So the last 2 years, Bayern, one year didn't win it, and the other year shouldn't have won it because they fucking fluked it on the last day of the season. It wasn't even due to them. It was due to Dortmund. And this year, he's 8 points clear. He just smacked up Leverkusen in round one. Like, that's just, I think people need to be like a bit more open-minded to it. Like, I'm not saying you have to be 100% committed and saying, yeah, you want him. But I think a lot of people are downplaying what a seriously good job he's doing this year. He's had to walk in. By the way, yeah, listen to this as well, yeah. He's had to walk in to Bayern Munich's dressing room. And all the players in there, all the senior players, Kimmich, Neuer, Thomas Muller, yeah, all these players who are, you know, older players, experience, are looking at this guy who's walked in and gone, you got Burnley relegated. I'm not listening to you. And he's managed to get their buy-in. And I seen a comment from today. I can't remember who said it. Someone who's like a coach or like a ambassador at Bayern. And they said to him, I've seen it today, funny enough. He said, have the players like bought into it? He said at first the players were a little bit like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? And now the players are buying into what Vincent Kompany is doing, and it's coming out in the results. So he's doing well. At the end of the day, yeah, he's still got to do well. He's still got to finish and win. He's got to win the league. And I think he's got to, you know, show something in Europe, because Europe is where your tactical in-game management, your planning, your reactions, that's where that is judged at the top level. The league, you can have a bad game in the league. You lose the game, whatever, you move on to the next one. Champions League, you ain't got that luxury. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But so far, he's doing well, and he can probably beat Inter Milan. If he beats Inter Milan, they're into the semi-final.
Like it's not out of the question that they win the Champions League. It really isn't with the nature of the competition this year and you know the performances and the results that are coming at us. I mean, look, I think most of the stipulations from City fans, excuse me, come from the fact that he's a club legend and they're afraid of tarnishing legacy and tarnishing reputation. And to a large extent, I do get that. You know, you do want to protect the memories and the legacy the company has, because he's one of my all-time favorite Manchester City players. Like he's well up there. But I think it's important that if he's to have 2 or 3 seasons where he wins all the Bundesligas, playing good football, maybe even win a Champions League somewhere in there, it's not out of the question. It's not with the players that they have. You have to do your best to look at it and say, yes, it's Vincent Kompany, but it's also the Bayern Munich manager. You know, the Bayern Munich manager who has done a really, really good job. Obviously, he has to do that really good job, but should he hit that criteria, you have to give him the respect and benefit of the doubt that's who he is now. He's no longer just Vincent Kompany, Manchester City legend, Vincent Kompany, former Anderlecht and Burnley manager. He's now Vincent Kompany, the Bayern Munich manager, who's won hopefully multiple Bundesligas, maybe a Champions League, maybe a few German Cups. I don't know. We'll see what he has to do, but I think if he doesn't hit those standards and reach those objectives, he doesn't get the City job anyway. I think this Bayern Munich role is his ultimate litmus test. This is the right. Can you cut the grade, you know, at the level required to get to where you want to be? Because I think he does. As I said, I think he does want the Manchester City job. I think if City came knocking for him in 2 years' time or 3 years' time when Pep leaves and said, you've done a great job at Bayern, come home, he wouldn't say no. I think he'd feel ready at that point. I think that was the basis of this next step. Like, look, his season getting relegated with Burnley, you can talk about transfers and who they didn't sign. I do put a lot of it down to Vincent Kompany. I do. I watched a lot of them. I think he was very naive, and he was always going to be. You want him to get his naivety as a manager out of the way in his early seasons. He had to learn from last season. I think he went with the approach for so many games, the exact same he did in the Championship, which was let's dominate the ball, let's press high, let's, you know, be aggressive on the ball, and you know, chase possession that you shouldn't chase with the quality of player you have against the player you're up against. And that's just pure naivety as a young manager cutting his teeth. And because he's Vincent Kompany, he's very exposed. If that had been Thomas Frank in his first season in the Premier League, it wouldn't have got the same level of, oh, what's he doing, blah, blah, blah. It's not working out.
Can I also ask you this as well? Do you think that maybe the fact, big up to the super chats, I'll come to them in a second, yeah? Do you think as well the fact that when Burnley came to the Premier League, because what they done in the Championship, people was talking about Burnley finishing like top 10, weren't they?
It's so naive. Like you know, yeah. I know you understand your English football pyramid quite well, and the levels and all this kind of stuff. The English Championship is a totally different league, not just in quality, not just in resources, not just in everything. The tactics and the approach to each individual game, it's totally different to what's required in the Premier League. It's nearly a different fucking sport. You know, how you win the Championship is going to be totally different to how you'll stay in the Premier League the following season. That's how you'll do it. And Kompany made the naive mistake in approaching his Premier League season the way he approached the Championship season. It's fine. It's fine. He's not the first, and he won't be the last to ever do that. Yeah, but he's been given a massive olive branch to go to Bayern Munich because they see something in him. And let's not ignore the fact for one sec that Bayern Munich haven't done their due diligence. Of course, Bayern fucking Munich have looked into Vincent Kompany and really thought this through. This is a club with raucous cult following who will not accept anything but wins, at least domestically, and a very, very good performance in Europe season in, season out. So do you think they would take the risk on Vincent Kompany of their fans, you know, really not enjoying this and the whole shit hitting the fan? Of course they won't. Nope. So look, he's got that olive branch. He's doing well in Germany. And for me, if he hits the ground the way he needs to for a long period of time in Germany, I will look at him and go, that's my club legend, but he's also the Bayern Munich manager, a massive fucking club with massive fucking standards that we also have. So he ticks the boxes. If he wasn't Vincent Kompany, bro, let me ask you this, and let me ask this to the chat. If he wasn't our Vincent Kompany, but he was the Bayern Munich manager anyway, winning, say, 3 Bundesligas, 2 or 3 German Cups, and say 1 Champions League, he'd be one of our top fucking targets anyway.
Yeah, it's facts. This is fact. This is why, like, people need to remember, like, at the end of the day, we're not getting him now. This is a conversation for 2 years' time. We just want to have it now, innit? Because there's so much to talk about, Britt. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, like you said, bro, if he wins the next 2 Bundesligas, because obviously it's 2 years until Pep leaves. Well, actually 3, sorry, because obviously, the thing is, the decision on who's going to be the next Pep manager will be made in that 3rd year. So let's just say he wins the league this year, he wins the league next year. Let's say he's clear in the year after, right? So he's won 2 Bundesliga. If he manages to win a Champions League, which, as Hugh said, he might do this year. Champions League's a mad competition this year. Like, everything's moving a bit mad, and the finals at their stadium. So they've got so much incentive to go and win this. Then he would be on the list anyway. And listen, I don't think City would appoint Vincent Kompany just because he's Vincent Kompany and they're only going to appoint this guy if they think he's the right manager for the job. They're not. Trust me, they ain't buying the club, building the club up to have this success with Pep Guardiola, Karl doing all this madness just for once Pep goes go, all right, it's time to fucking chill and vibe out. No. I've already had this conversation with you, yeah? Karl a winner. In everything he does in life, he wins. Yeah? All the companies that he runs, he wins. Yeah? F1 is in that. Football is in that. Yeah? He's in the oil industry. He's in the politics, all that kind of shit, yeah? He's a winner. You don't do second place. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah? If they get Kompany, the one thing I can tell you guys, yeah, is that they're only getting him because they think he's the right man for the job, not because his name's Vincent Kompany and he's a club legend and used to captain the side. Do you know what I'm saying? But right now, so far, everything's going well for Vincent Kompany. But it's just over 2 years. But I think the reason I say it is because I think the guy's going to slam it. I think the guy's going to slam it. Bayern, I'll put it out there right now. I think he's going to do a good job.
I see a lot of the chat are very reluctant to it, and I get it. A huge amount of it is ifs, buts, and maybes, and hypotheticals. But
I don't, Paul.
It's hypotheticals, but if like that's why I'm saying, and that's why I made the point perfectly clear that should he hit those objectives, he has to be taken seriously and not just sentimentally. He has to be taken seriously if he does a good job at Bayern Munich. That's the overarching point. If he does a good job at Bayern Munich and he reaches the Bayern Munich level of standards on a consistent basis, but so far you can't fault him. You really can't. He's doing what he needs to do on all fronts. He's going to get back Bayern's Bundesliga by the looks of it, which they lost last season. So that's a major objective. They're getting back to being German champions. As you said, the final is in Munich. So if they win this round, which they probably have, they're 2 rounds away from a home final. You know, like that's massive incentive, as you say. So I think based on what he's done so far, it's worth having the conversation. We wouldn't have this conversation if he wasn't Vincent Kompany, but he was the Bayern Munich manager doing what he's doing now anyway. But because he's Vincent Kompany, naturally it's going to happen. But you have to have the full conversation and provide full context as to what will be required. I think the main point is what you made. Absolutely spot on. He wouldn't be appointed the city manager unless it was the correct appointment. And that comes down to full faith in Khaldoon. That comes down to full faith in those running or pulling the strings in the boardroom. If he's the right appointment to be the manager. Simple as.
Facts. Let me come to some of these super chats then, man, and then we'll move into conversation on. Big up to JMC, man. Says VK cooking, bruh. Future City manager confirmed. Big up to you, man. Appreciate the donation. Big up to you, bro. Big up to JTI as well, coming with the 5 bomb. I know we've had W's in the chat, but let's get some more W's in, man. Big up to JTI, man. Always supporting the channel. I appreciate you. And also big up to Professional Idiot, yeah, who's dropped a 10 bomb on my head top, bro. So big up to you as well. Let's get some more W's in the chat, guys. Big up to JTI, big up to Professional Idiot. And if you did get a membership on one of these guys, make sure you thank him in the chat, man. Big up to JTI, big up to Idiot, always supporting, man. Big up to you, lads. Big up to Ski Dog 115 says in Cambiasso 60 mil, Coble 50, Edison 55, Bruno G 85, Guay 60, Bayina 50, out Walker 10 mil. I think that's a lot. Edison 30 mil, probably right. Stones 20 mil, yeah, maybe. Bernardo 25, Grealish 30, Kovacic 15. Yeah, no Verts on that list because I wanted to ask you, bro. Verts, man. I can't lie, yeah. Verts ain't looking good, brev. You know, I, every time I'm reading about Florian Wirtz, it's just all negative. He don't want to join, don't want to come to England. He wants Bayern, he wants to stay, blah, 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 blah. The question is this, bro, yeah? What do we do if Florian Wirtz don't want to join City? What do we do, bro? Serious question, chat. What do we actually do? What do we do?
Back to the drawing board, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but we're in the drawing board, bro. There's nothing to draw. There's not. Who do we get, man? I can't be going down. I can't be going from Kevin De Bruyne to Sudakov, man. I can't be doing that.
I think LB 1998 in the chat there has put in a name there that I've asked you about before, and I've kind of put that scenario to you.
Who said that? LB
1998. Yeah.
Well, what time did he write that?
Just now. I think.
No, I ain't got him in the chat, bro.
I can't pull up the chats, but he says Echeverri. He says Echeverri, right?
Oh yeah, there he is.
My
Echeverri, yeah. I mean, listen, you know my thoughts on Echeverri. I love this guy, man. But are we serious? Are we ready for that? Are we ready?
This is it, bro. Like you say, you're in on Echeverri, but are you in on Echeverri? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it one of those ones where you fully back? Because if you fully back the kid, you don't need Wirtz that badly. You're not desperate. You know, if you really, really, really back the kid, are you? I don't think you desperately need to go out and get a Florian Wirtz if Echemessi's that kid. You know,
bruh. I am backing Echemessi here. I rate the guy highly. Yeah, I was doing watch alongs at 3 a.m. I rate this guy big time.
But okay, let me say it this way: if you were told, yeah, if Khaldoon rings up you and says on a call-in show, "Yo, LB, what's up, Brett?" He says, "Look, I have a dilemma, bro. I need your advice, okay?"
He's like this.
Yeah, he's looking like that. Yeah, he's like that. He's like,
I'm like, you
"Yo,
want my
LB,
advice?
Brett."
I'm here to help.
So this is the scenario. He comes in, he goes, LB, big up the chat. Make sure you've all hit the like button, subscribe and shit, yeah? Wagwan, it's Khaldoon here. I want some advice, bruh. I want to know who needs to sign. I need to sign someone, bruh. Anyway, knock him off. He's distracting me. On a real thing, though, right?
Yeah.
If you were told, look, we have the funds here. Wirtz wants to come. He wants to play for Pep. Pep wants him. It's all in principle agreed. But Messi has to go to Bayern if we're going to sign Wirtz, or he has to go to Leverkusen or one of those places. Yeah, Messi has to go. But Wirtz is coming. Or we know you love Messi, LB, and we have faith in him. So on that accord, we're not going to sign Wirtz, and we're putting all our eggs in Messi's basket. How are you reacting, and what you telling the big dog to do?
Are you taking the fucking piss?
Can I not have them both?
Greedy boy, no.
Why can't I have them both? I want them both, bruh.
No, because Kev has just signed the 1-year extension and we're all buzzing.
Fucking hell. That's a grim question. That's a grim question.
Say we also get Bruyne.
I get Bayern.
You get Bruyne, you keep Messi, Kev 1-year deal, but no Wirtz.
Or I can get Wirtz and Bayern. I'm getting
Or Wirtz,
Bayern regardless.
No, Bruyne doesn't come with Wirtz because you already have Messi and you're keeping Messi.
You know what? If that's the question, I stonk on Messi, bro.
Let's go! Argentina!
Nah, bro, I'll be real, yeah? I'll be real. Bayern and Messi, I'll be up for that. But I want everybody to realise. Yeah, I will do. I want everyone to realise if we do this, it might backfire. Like we're all raving about Messi. We've all got high stonks in this guy for understandable, legitimate reasons. Yeah, this ain't no bum. Yeah, big up JTI Bayern, no bum. This ain't no bum. Messi, no bum. Yeah, but I want everybody to be aware that we could be sitting there in November, December next year or this year, later on in the season, thinking, "What the fuck have we done?" So it's high risk. It's high risk. But I'm game. I'm down for it, man. I'm going for it. Let's do it.
I can't do another one where we're sitting there watching them cook in the Champions League, like a Rodgers or a Palmer or even a Brahim Diaz. You know, all these kids that we're looking at going, oh, they were once with us. I can't look at any more of them. I can't. And if Messi turns out to be Messi and he's somewhere else because we decided we're bringing someone else in, I'll be fuming. I can't do it anymore. Like we have this supposedly wonder kid who's here and he's got high stocks. He's got high ratings. I want to see him and I'm in for him. Then again, look, if the big dog came in and said, scrap that, we're getting both, I'm not going to complain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my gut feeling tells me, and I have the way the club are even promoting the Messi signing, I have this feeling they have such high hopes for him and Pep really believes in him. So that makes me feel maybe we're not desperate for that midfield player. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're not.
What the creator? The creator.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know what I think you need to do for me. Right, is if you want to put the stonks in Messi, that's cool, but then go and buy Bruyne because Bruyne is a different type of player. Right, yeah. I think you need a passer. You need somebody to be able to create, like with the ball at the feet and pass the ball, like Kevin De Bruyne, like Wirtz. Wirtz is very good at that. Bruyne is also very good at that. So for me, obviously, KDB looking like he might stay on a reduced contract or whatever. I think go and get by. There's no. What I don't get about the Bruyne, right, is there's no. I don't see a downside. It's £50 million. It's no money. We spent more money on Matthias Nunes. It's not in this day and age. Bruyne, yeah, like JCI said in the chat, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So if you don't want to get Wirtz or you can't convince Wirtz to join Manchester City, say, right, we're full sending Echeverri this season, but we're also buying Bruyne because he's a different style of player to Messi. He's more of a passer. Messi's more of a dribbler. He's more of a Messi. He's more of a Brahim Diaz, that dribbler. Yeah, which is all well and cool. But for me, you need balance. You need different tools to unlock different situations. And for me, Bro, it's a no-brainer. You're going to go and spend 100 million on Verts. If you don't want it, just go spend 50 million quid on Bayern, release clause. You've saved 50 million anyway. And then go and drop money on fucking Baleba. Yeah, because all of a sudden then you'd be able to get Baleba. Because for me, we need another midfielder anyway. Yeah. Because we can't be going into next season with Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, and the old guys. Yeah, I need another midfielder anyway. So if you go and get Verts for 120, yeah, you're probably not going to get Baleba. You're probably going to get a cheaper midfielder. So you just reverse it. Instead of getting Verts at 120 and another midfielder at 40 or 50, you go and get Bayern at 50, and then you go and get fucking Baleba at 120. It's just the same situation. It's just rolled reverse. And then all of a sudden, you go into next season with a midfield, yeah, of Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, Baleba. Keep Kovacic if you want. That's 4. And then your creators, you've got Foden, Echeverri, Bayern. Bob can play in there. It's just whether or not these guys are good enough at creating over the course of the season. I think they probably would be. But obviously, like I say, if it went south, be prepared for some City fans to be like, why the hell didn't we get Verts? Well, unless he rejects us. Like, if you actively decide that you're not going to go and sign Verts because you want to push the other guys, then obviously that's different. If you go for Verts and he rejects them, they can't really moan. But I don't know, man. I just think at the end of the day, yeah, I'm game for it. And this is why, by the way, I think that it's really important that we play Echeverri now for the rest of the season. Not every game, of course, but we need to sort of see. Because obviously we're all gassed at Echeverri, yeah? Like, obviously the guy slammed it in the tournament. Yeah, we all watched that. Well, not everyone, but most of us watched that tournament. Yeah, we watched him. Unbelievable. Player of the tournament. Fantastic. Getting goals, getting assists, twisting players left, right, and centre. Unbelievable. But as I saw a lot of negative Norreens in the chats, I saw a lot of negative Norreens on Twitter. They are negative, but they had a point. It was an under-20 tournament. He's not playing against 30-year-old guys who've been there, done it, and going to snap him, you know what I mean, in the Premier League. We need to see Echeverri now as soon as possible. It's a bit like Huzanov. I've been saying about Huzanov. We need to see Huzanov play now to the rest of the season because we need to decide and understand where Huzanov is at. Now, at the moment, it looks like Huzanov is great. It looks like Huzanov could start next season and be our main centre-back. I think we all agree on that. But if he suddenly turns shit, people would go, oh, maybe he just had a bit of a purple patch and we actually need to develop him over a couple of years. Yeah? So this is the same thing for Echeverri. We need to play him because we need to know what level he's at. We all know the guy's cooking on gas at the under-20 level. Is he good enough to play right now in the Premier League? Because I guarantee you, yeah, if he does that, if Pep plays Echeverri now for the next 4 or 5 games and he's trash or just ain't good enough, you ask me that question in 5 weeks' time, I'll give you a different answer. So we kind of need Pep to play him to understand where he's at in terms of how good he is. You know what I'm saying? But Pep's hinted that he ain't going to do that, which is a problem.
It is definitely the problem. But even if he was to play more of the next 4 or 5 games and he wasn't great, wouldn't be disheartened by it because there is obviously always going to be an adaptation period for young lads like that, you know, coming from a totally different background and you know, everything that comes with that. There's going to be that. But it would stand to him for next season, the fact that he's played this season, you know, and he's never going to get a better time really than now to have a bit of a betting in period because the pressure's not really on, you know, it's not on in a way that it's been on in years gone by where like fairs, if we're in a title race with Liverpool or Arsenal again and we're neck and neck and it may be a points difference one or it might be a last day of the season one, fairs, you know, maybe don't throw the kid in, maybe it's not the best time, you know, but right now, you know, while top 4 is looking good for now, you know, unless we really shit the bed, it's looking good. You've got great opportunity. You've got ample opportunity to play him, and it'll stand to him for next season because I do feel there will be quite a bit of transition next season. I do. I'm not expecting or demanding City to be back to treble winning ways next season or back to Centurion level ways next season. I think there's still a huge, and you know, because you know yourself, there's going to be 4, 5, 6 players coming in this summer. 100%. There's loads of players, all of which aren't going to hit the ground running. There's some players going to come in this summer. We're going to look at in the first 4 weeks and go, why did we buy him? And he may turn out to be great, but this is just the nature of coming to a new club with higher objectives and standards. You can even see it already with Kusanov. It's standing to him the amount of football he's playing. He's looking more comfortable and more confident on a week-to-week basis. He's only played a handful of games, but each one was better than the last. And I'm not saying that Messi is going to be the same or summer signings is going to be the same, but it's important for players to get playing as soon as possible. Even for himself, just for his own head, his own confidence. He doesn't want to just be training 5-6 days a week and then sitting in the stands watching the matches. He wants to be out feeling what it's like to wear the shirt, playing in front of the Etihad, Premier League referees, Premier League opposition, this kind of thing. So I really want to see him. And I think we will see him. I think Pep, I don't think what Pep said is serious at all. I think he said that simply just to take eyes off him or do your best to take eyes and pressure.
It's not working because have you seen that since he signed?
That's your fault. That's your fault, bro.
So many people on Twitter saying it's my fault. Have you seen since he signed, he sold more shirts than Haaland and like whoever else is in the team.
That's because Argentinian fans are sick, man. That's because the South American fans are mega. Like when they get behind the Wonder Kid, they really, really get behind the Wonder Kid. You're gonna have City shirts walking around like the back arse of Argentina now with Echeverri on the back, and that's sick. It's great.
I said this. I was in the gym. Like 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, and a guy had an Argentina kit on, right? And I was about to say to him, "You got Echeverri on the back of that kit, bro?" And then I was like, probably best not, because if he says no, who's that? I'd have to be like, oh, is this 20-year-old who's fucking playing in this under 20 tournament? And I have to explain to him
like, bro,
about this. Yeah, be like,
bro, you need to get some more hobbies, man. It's getting ridiculous.
It's good to finally get it, sorted out in the league.
He called you a nonce up there today. Reaction to that?
Well, at the end of the day, Bo, look, he's 21 years old, yeah, and if I was to actually crack on with the kid, I could do, Bo. You get me? Because he's of age, Bo, so there's no nonsense about it.
Can you...
That's the funniest clip of all time. Every time I watch that clip, bro, I cry. It's so funny, bro. I could crack on with the kid, you know what I'm saying? No, he is class, man. Let me have a look at some of these chats, man, and then we'll keep it moving, boys. Guys, smash these likes up as well, people. Come on, man. 600 people in the building. Let's get these likes to 250, guys. Come on, man. Smash the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Subscribe to Hugh as well. Link is in the description, innit? Make sure you guys get on that as well. Let's have a look where we're up to. Yash. Big up Yash says Brett improved Elise massively. Big up Huey and LB. Yeah, bro, Elise is class, mate. I can't lie. Like, to be honest with you, he was actually the Mahrez regen, innit? Like, let's be honest. He was.
Yeah. He probably has. No disrespect to Mahrez, he probably has more tools in his toolbox than Mahrez. He'd be probably able to do a bit more. But yeah, probably the natural replacement. He's mega. He's so good. He's such a joy to watch.
Cheap, man. That's why they paid like 40 mil for him or something.
Bro,
he's thinking there.
He's one of those street ballers, man. He's one of that rare breed of players who just plays fun. Like I watched him, like I said, in both legs against Celtic, and he took the piss out of Greg Taylor, the Celtic left back in the first.
Is that when was it Celtic when he just ran past the goalkeeper and sat him on his ass and then just put it in the net? Or was that a different team?
Might have been a different team.
That might have been a different guy. I watched him, yeah. He got the ball on the edge of the box. He took it past like 2 or 3 players and he sat the goalkeeper on his ass and just knocked it in the net. It's fucking filthy. Filthy stuff.
He scored an outrageous goal. If you get a chance to watch it, do in the first leg against Celtic. He just twisted up the Celtic left back. Now, big up Jeffrey Schlupp though. He's playing left back for Celtic now. In the second leg, he kind of locked down Olise.
Good player, Schlupp.
Yeah.
He's
a good player. He's doing well, but
he's been around football for a while. I remember it was Leicester when they won the league, wasn't it? So
league winner, Leicester.
He's been around football for a while, man. Schlupp's been a good player, man. No one really speaks about Schlupp, but he's been a good player. Yo, be up Yash, bro. Facts. Be up to LB. Says if we don't spank Forest on Saturday, it's piss poor. They've just played 120 minutes of football and then look knackered. They're struggling big time at the I think they're feeling the pressure of top 4. This was always going to happen. I always say, do you remember when West Ham did it a few years ago? West Ham were in the top 4 like, all season until about February, and then they just fucking plummeted, mate. Because soon as the pressure gets to them, and people start talking about them and go, oh, these could actually get top 4, they start to feel the pressure. They've won 1 game in the last 5. So, yeah, if we can win on Saturday, for me, that's top 4 wrapped up. Top 5.
You always get one team every so often, every season or two, that kind of way overachieves for a large part of the season and then they somewhat fall off. I'm not saying that'll happen to Forest, but it's normal. Like Brighton were one there a couple of years ago as well, who maybe could have got Champions League. I think they ended up in the Europa League, which is still massive for them. But like if you're, I'm not LB, with all due respect, LB 1998. Like I'm not expecting City to spank anyone. Just win the game. You know what I mean?
As well, I know I don't want to hear this. A point's not the worst point in the world, but if we was to win the game, I just don't see how we don't finish top 4. Let me have a look at the table. If we win the game on Saturday, we go to 50 points, which is 6 ahead of Newcastle. Who did Newcastle play? Newcastle play West Ham. That's not great. Who did Chelsea play? Chelsea play Leicester. That's not great.
The Chelsea aren't great though, I know. Chelsea are shit in the bed.
Bournemouth play. Who did Bournemouth play? Bournemouth play Spurs at Spurs. Probably.
Well, I would say though, if City turn up, like City are capable, like 100% of dishing out a spanking, 100% if we turn up on it. But you know, it's they're few and far between spankings. You know, this season.
I reckon we'll do it, mate. I actually reckon we'll go and win. Seriously, I think we'll win on Saturday, man. I think it'll be tough, obviously, but I think we can go there and get a win, man. Stink it out a little bit, but. Yeah, let's see, man. I think the players are getting a little bit. I think City are getting a little bit better, aren't we? We're miles away from our best, but we are a little bit better. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Forest are going to be mad up for this because they know Forest that if they lose this game on Saturday, they are under serious pressure. Because if City win, we go above them. If Chelsea win, they go above them. If Newcastle win, they go 1 point behind. And all of a sudden, if you only remember, bro, it was only 3-4 weeks ago. They were like 12 points ahead of 6th.
Yeah,
they were basically guaranteed top 4, top 5. Now, if they lose on Saturday, people probably go, nah, they're not going to get it. That's how quickly things can turn, man. 1 win in 5 they've had, and it's put them under serious pressure.
I think the week off will have done us well. I think we needed that just a couple of days to reset and let the players, because it's been a heavy couple of months, really, hasn't it? Since the turn of the year, it's been relentless. So. Yeah,
I think this FA Cup run's helped us as well.
It has.
It's kept us focused on something. You know, sometimes in life, you got no goals. Yeah, you're not studying for nothing. Yeah, you're just going through the motions. Yeah, you wake up, you go work. Yeah, maybe you're in a job that you don't like, or you got no chance of promotion. Yeah, you go through it and all that kind of stuff. You eat the same shit. Maybe you're not training at the gym. You come home. And then you got a year gone by, and then you wake up one day, you go, fucking hell, where's that year gone? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you got nothing to focus on, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that would have happened to us, yeah. If we got knocked out the FA Cup, we've just been going through the motions. I love to chat, so funny, man. Yeah, but this is the thing, because we've had the FA Cup, because we've got a goal, because we're studying for something, because we've got a promotion that we're trying to go for, we're trying to go into the gym, yeah, get the gains and that, lift heavier weight. We got something to focus on, man. And if we got knocked out of the FA Cup, can you imagine? Like, what would we even be talking about in these streams? We did the dinosaur streams again. You see my stream last night?
No.
Bro, I'm cooked.
Well, I saw you were live. I wasn't watching though.
Bro, I'm cooked.
Why? What are you talking about?
I'm fucking researching dinosaurs and all that kind of shit, bro. It's mad. I got nothing to talk about. Let's go live talk. I just did a random chat last night. I did an emergency random stream last night, yeah. Yeah, it was a decent stream, actually, to be fair. It was good. And,
what was emergency about it?
The emergency was just the fact it was 11 o'clock at night, and we just thought, fuck it, let's just go live. But yeah, we probably talk about dinosaurs. We did that 40 minutes.
You've a funny community of people here. They're a good community. They like that stuff.
Good, innit? Because if they didn't, I'd be cooked. I didn't fuck all to talk about.
You'd have to get a job.
Oh, bro, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Nah, these guys are funny, man. Big up to you. Let me go through some of these chats, man. Big up to Mojis as well. Thanks you for becoming a member, bro. I appreciate it, man. He's also gifted 5 memberships as well. You guys are going crazy on the gifted memberships today and the super chats. I appreciate the support as always, lads. W's in the chat again for Mojis, guys, with the 5. Hopefully you and the family are well, bro. Big up to you, man.
Mojis is a legend, man. He's been around for a minute.
Mojis has been around a while.
He was there early City Extra days, isn't it? Wasn't he? Like
he's had to regen as well, isn't it? I think he got locked out of his account.
Yeah, so,
he's
whoever you are.
With Mojis.
He's a second edition, man. He got that update. Man. He's a legend.
He got the update.
He's a
Hopefully, it's
great
not the
guy.
Haaland update, innit? Because Haaland got updated and he got worse, innit? We need to get Haaland back on the OG settings, factory reset. You know.
Factory.
Big up. Big up to Mojis, bro. I appreciate you, man. Big up to Pi as well. It says Echeverri Ballon d'Or. Remember, I did say this. I did say Echeverri will win the Ballon d'Or. I did say that.
You need to make some sort of a promise to the chat now. Like if you put something out there now that if he wins the Ballon d'Or, you'll do this or this will happen. That would be so sick to look back on. Because you were the first to properly open up your bank account and invest in them. You know what I mean? So you need plenty of stuff to go back on and be like, I told you so, and look what's happened now. You know, like you need to.
Yeah, but what if he turns out to be crap?
Well, then it never happened, didn't it?
Delete video. Delete video. I don't know what you're talking about. I never did that video. Yeah, you did, LP. You deleted the video.
I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy.
It wasn't fucking me. Big up to you, bro. Big up to our cash. Says KDB 1 more year. Echeverri, Bayern, and Foden. Surely that's enough attacking midfield talent. Also, get me a competent box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. So add Baleba in there, bro, and I'm game for that.
Yeah.
Would you be happy with that, Hugh? Yeah. So if this happens, our cash saying Echeverri, Bayern, Foden, obviously KDB 1 year contract extension, and let's throw Baleba in as the box-to-box guy. Would you be? How would you rate that as your midfield going into next season out of 10? So you have Rodri, say Kovacic stays, yeah. KDB, Echeverri, Bayern, Foden, Baleba. Would you be happy with that out of 10? What would you say?
Well, like, do they all fit in though? Like Nico and Kovacic, I think one of them has to go.
Well, Kovacic would be like an emergency injury, bad situation. Like you just say to Kovacic, bro, you're not going to play. The only way you're going to play is if I've got serious injuries.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think that's sick. That's close to a 10 for me on the basis that I'm so gassed and excited about Echeverri. I really am. I'm that excited about Echeverri that I'm fully okay with not going and getting the Verts. I really am. Like
I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because I can't give it a 10 because I do think it's a little bit of a gamble. Go with Echeverri, who's not kicked a ball in Europe yet, as you're basically one of your main drillers. Bayern, who's obviously again very, very inexperienced at this level, but you're throwing Baleba in there. It's close to a 10 as possible. I just can't give it a 10 because it's not. They're all young. Echeverri young, not really played much. Bayern, not. I think he's 23, so he's a bit older, but again, he's never kicked a ball. KDB is almost, he's on the decline, but it's a gamble worth taking. I don't think anyone will be going into the season going that shit.
You have Marmouche and Oscar Bob as well, who can also play centrally too in creative roles if needs be. So I think there's more than enough firepower there in those names. So yeah, I'll be buzzing with that, man. Absolutely. I'm so excited about this Echeverri kid. I am. It's the most excited I've been about, a youngster coming through or one of these younger players that we've signed that are nowhere in maybe ever. Maybe ever. Like when we signed the likes of Jesus, I was kind of like, this is fun, this is cool, I'm looking forward to this. Alvarez, I was like, this is going to be sick, I'm looking forward to this. But there's something different about Echeverri. There's something, obviously everything you said and then all the hype you put into it. But then when I look at the comps myself and I look at the comments from neutrals and people who are objective about it, like he has this aura about him already as a youngster. So I hope for his sake he lives up to it. But by all accounts,
you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. When we signed Jesus, I didn't actually know much about Jesus, to be fair. When we signed him, but like watching him, he just looked like a decent player. Like, yeah, this guy's decent. Yeah. When I watched Alvarez, for me there was a level above. When we signed Alvarez, he was a level above Jesus. I got more excited on Alvarez than I did Jesus. But when I watched Alvarez, when I watched him play, I thought this guy's a good player. But I never thought to myself, this guy's going to be one of the best players in the world. Yeah, I always thought he was going to be a good player. I thought maybe he could be one of the best strikers in the world, but I never thought as a whole, all-round package, never thought this guy's going to be one of the best players in the world. Maybe he actually might do that now. He's at Atletico slamming, right? When I watch Echeverri, yeah, the difference with him compared to the other players is that I genuinely, if this guy won the Ballon d'Or in 3 years, if someone time traveled into this room right now and said, LB, I'm from the year 2027, 2028. I'm like, all right, what you telling me? just want to let you know, Echeverri's just won the Ballon d'Or. I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be like, yeah, I see it, 100%.
Let me put us in another scenario to you. Do you think Echeverri is going to be good enough, like that good, that we look back on the Palmer sale and go, you know what? It's actually all right. We've got Echeverri.
Well, slightly different because for me, Cole Palmer would not be playing in the middle at Manchester City. He would have been the right winger for me. So
I think
don't
he
think we
ultimately would have moved in. I think he ultimately would have moved in.
Maybe, yeah. But he wouldn't have moved in last year. He would have moved in this year. Maybe further in his career. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have made that comparison between Palmer and Echeverri because I don't think Pep would have played Palmer in the middle straight away. I would have. I would send him there, but I think Pep always saw Palmer as a right winger, Mahrez replacement, and that's what fucking they told me. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? When I went to the fucking gig and I spoke to his guys, I said, "What's going on?" I said that we've been told he's the Mahrez replacement. Mahrez got sold. They signed fucking Doku. See you later. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't really make that comparison personally.
I think it's the time frame you're talking about. Like you say 2, 3 or 3 years time. Say I think by that stage in Palmer's career, I think Pep would have found out centrally he's a massive weapon, so he would have put him there anyway. So they'd be central players at kind of the same time frame. But with Echeverri, I've so little to base it on other than general hype and general build up and anticipation for his arrival. But it feels the closest we've ever been to, like, you know, the way Real Madrid just plucked those players out of nowhere, like Vinny. Like, where the fuck they get Vinny from? Do you know what I mean? He just pulled them out of nowhere. Rodrigo just pulled out of nowhere, these kind of players, and they go on to be absolute megastars. Obviously, we're putting a lot of pressure on this kid right now, like mega pressure. But
well, the thing is, though, I think he'll embrace the pressure. He's just been at the tournament, Sudamericano. He's captained Argentina, and by the way, it's fucking a load of good players in that team. It's not like he's the only good one. That team is stacked with talent. So the pressure, I think young players, you've got to embrace the pressure. He's got to embrace it. You know what I mean? Like, some people get pressure and they crumble. Yeah. Some players, like Ronaldo, for example, he loves pressure. He's probably better when there's pressure on him. He gets better. He embraces it. The eyes of the world are watching him. Everyone's fucking watching him. His teammates are looking at him going, get us out of this shit, mate. We fucked it up. You need to score a goal. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll fucking sort this out, mate, because I'm the fucking man. This is why ego in football is actually important. And we've seen this before. We've spoke about this when it comes to players like Calvin Phillips, who came to the football club and didn't have zero ego and couldn't handle the pressure whatsoever and just crumbled and was nowhere near good enough. You've got to have an ego in football these days, yeah? Maybe you don't want a massive ego because that, you know, on the spectrum of ego, yeah, depending on your manager, someone like Zlatan, for example, yeah, you can see why Zlatan and Pep didn't get on. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously they can clash, but you've got to be able to believe in yourself. Otherwise, you ain't going to make it. That's part of the reason that Phillips failed, because he walked in and, you know, don't think the guy ever felt that he belonged at Manchester City. You know,
best thing
you
he ever
heard
did was sign my jersey, Calvin Phillips. That's about the most effort he put into it. But you know, with Echeverri, I'm sure he knows the hype around him. I'm sure he's fully aware, particularly from the South American side of things, because the Argentinians have been talking about him for a while. Isn't that right? They've been gassing him up, saying he's the next big thing. So I'm sure he's felt it, and he's aware of the hype around his name, and his star is rising, and his stock is rising essentially. But it's important for, as you say, for players like himself and players like him, who at other clubs mainly, who've had this entrance to European football and then gone right to the top, like Vinny, who's always had it about him, at this level of arrogance, this certain level of arrogance where it kind of teeters the line of being too arrogant, but also just pure backing himself, you know, like fully, I back
like
myself.
Delusion. Like
Delusion.
there's a level, isn't there?
There has to be. I think Haaland has it. I fully believe the top echelon of footballers ever all have this level of delusion that ultimately is their greatest asset. It's what gets them. If you live every day and you play every day, you train every day, believing to the right level, the right amount, that you're the best and you're going to be the best. I think I'm a firm believer in the psychology of that it goes a long way to helping you. Look at them all. Look at all of them over the generations. Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Vinny, and throw any big name from any generation that was kind of the top 3 to 5 players of their generation. They all had this strut about them, this chest about them that was different. Mbappe, he has it. You know what I'm saying? Different to anything else. So we're going to see now on a more closer personal level, does Echeverri have that? You know, when he gets his first hit off a midfielder in the Premier League, how does he react? When he goes in for his first hit, when he gets possession for the first time, when he's, you know, put under pressure or we go a goal down, you know, all these little situations that are all individual tests of a player's character. We're going to go, okay, you know what, the kid backs himself. You know, I like that. So I think it's a great topic of conversation, that psychology that the top players have and how it differentiates them from good players. You know,
yeah. I think Pep will probably stick Echeverri on the wing his first game. It wouldn't surprise me if he did that.
Left back.
Left back. Big up to Yash says, I think Gundogan is staying to get Wirtz to feel comfy. I mean, maybe who knows? I mean, he has got a 1-year contract extension and it's basically going to be triggered anytime now, but we'll see, bro. We'll see, maybe. Big up to Trey, who says, would you swap Foden for Wirtz? Fan base seem over him. I wouldn't swap Foden for Wirtz.
No.
I
think Foden will benefit. Foden will benefit massively from the transition we're about to go through. He will benefit massively. I think if Echeverri comes in and he's even 70% the player that we think is going to be, Foden will benefit from that. Bringing a Baleba, Foden will benefit from that. Bayern, Foden will benefit from that. Rodri coming back. I think there's so many more variables than people are maybe willing to talk about going into Foden's poor performance this season than it's just he's not played well. There's so much wrong with the team. There's been so much wrong with the team. And it's affected our not so great players. It's affected our older players, and it's affected our good players. So it's a whole different stream that conversation. But I think he'll benefit.
Dylan Man with a 9 months says Echeverri, Baleba, Baina, Rodri, Nico. Is that he's saying that's better than Echeverri, Wirtz, Rodri, Nico? Wirtz isn't asked, but if he's going to be a baby about leaving 150 mil. Oh, yeah. So I think he's saying Echeverri, Baleba, Baina, Rodri, and Nico is better than Echeverri, Wirtz, Nico, and Rodri and Nico. Yeah, I probably agree, bro, to be honest. Because you got Baleba in there, which is huge, because that gives us something that the other one doesn't have. Because I like Nico, I like Rodri, yeah, but Baleba can just sprint around the gaff everywhere and make blocks and that. You got to throw in like Foden in there as well. Yeah, I'd probably back it. So it's a risk, innit? It's a risk. You know, what do you do? But I'd be game for that. I'm game for that, man. 100%.
You have more depth, don't you? You just have a lot more depth,
mate. You got more depth. And by the way, yeah, if you go for option 2, which I'm also down for, I'm down for both of these options, yeah. If you go down for option 2, that's a lot of pressure on Wirtz to deliver. Because he's going to be £100 million player. If he don't deliver, he's getting the Grealish treatment. That's the facts. So, you know, it's under a lot of pressure. Whereas this option 1 seems a bit more spread out, doesn't it? It's a bit more like the responsibility seems more spread out. Echeverri, you got a little bit. You know, even Rodri needs to, you know, chip in with goals and assists like he has done over the last couple of years. Baina, you can chip in. Foden needs to step up. Option 1 seems like a little bit more. All right, we're going from KDB, who basically just saved our ass all the time, to we're going back to a team that's spread. Whereas option 2 is like, we're like for liking this shit, yeah? KDB's gone. We're like for liking it with Wirtz. So, I don't know, man. I'm down for either of them, yeah? But I want to see quality coming in. Not BOZOs.
I like the first one the most. I think it covers more bases. I mean, even the second one, you're putting a lot of pressure on Nico and Rodri, you know, for that box to box and covering a lot of ground. And I think we've learned the very tough way this season that Rodri's going to need times where he's not starting and he's not playing. I don't think we can just go back to business. He's back 60 games again, please, Rodri. You know, we're going to have to figure out a way to manage his workload once he's back. So
yeah,
I prefer the depth and I prefer the balance and the cohesion of the first option there. I just think it's the safer bet, really, isn't it, for long term?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, big up to Dylan. Let me just finish off these chats. Big up to Tom, who says, big up, lads. Been boring this. We've not played. Been boring this week. We've not played the Champions League. Yeah, it's been boring, man. Do you know what I mean? That's why we're looking at dinosaurs on the stream, bro. We've fallen off, man. No, 100%. Big up, Tom, man. Hopefully you're good, bro. Big up for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Big up to Yash, who says, Ola Ayina already having Doku nightmares. I didn't know. I think I've seen this. I think I've seen it yesterday. Have you seen this, bro?
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
Let me play it.
And people are trying to give me early nightmares, bruv.
People
He-
try to give
And people are trying to give me early nightmares, bruv.
He sounds
just-
like that guy. I want a Fanta Light, please, brev.
Oh, Castillo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's funny, Castillo, man. It's not looking good, Brev. Yeah, no, 100%. Now, big up Yash, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up to Massum, who says, Bet Calvin Phillips slaps his own cheeks while having sex. Soft you. Good lad, though. What the hell is this, bro? Random super chat, man. You guys are moving crazy, bro. Oh, Massum, you're moving crazy. You move crazy all the time, though, to be fair, mate, to be honest. No, he's a good lad. He's a good lad, man. Big up to LB as well. Says, PSG players said, we'll beat them at Anfield. Nah. Someone tell him, innit? Someone tell him. Not even turn up. What's the point? There's literally no point in turning up. Bro. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. There's no point in even turning up. Yeah, man. It's cool, isn't it? Listen, it's going to be interesting what happens, mate. Yeah, I was going to say, what else is there to talk about, man? But there's fucking nothing to talk about because we're not in the Champions League, bro. It's crazy,
We're getting
innit?
a north wall. We're getting a north wall, aren't
Oh,
we?
yeah. I've seen people kicking off.
No, I don't like to do it. We're getting a fucking hotel, a north wall, a fucking
Yeah,
team
people
park.
been kicking off in it because what's it saying? Because they're still not announced like whether the wall is going to have season ticket holders in or whatever, which is pretty mad considering that it literally opens in less than a year's time. You'd like to think
sell
that
season tickets. We don't sell season tickets anymore.
I know.
You
So
can't
I
buy
think
a season.
I think we all know what the outcome is going to be on that one, but yeah, it's there's a little bit of beef going on with the City fans and the club at the moment. City Matters, which is the official sort of City put the group in place. So it's, you know, some people don't like it because they feel like it's a box ticking exercise or it's not legit because it's like the club set it up basically. But they've actually been. I've seen some of their tweets recently, and they've been like sort of fucking calling City out a little bit, to be honest. They're kicking off because they still don't know what's going on with the tickets, mate. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening.
The ticket situation's a joke. That's probably a stream you want someone like Big Steve to talk about because he knows all the stuff about that. But it is a joke, man. You can't buy season tickets anymore. You know what I mean? Like if I give up my season ticket, I can never get another one again. So,
yeah. Nah, I hear it, man. You know what it is? Some people don't understand it yet, but like the problem with that is that like for the people in the local area, like you can never take your kid and go a season ticket with your kid anymore. So like when I was growing up, yeah, if my dad wanted to get me a season ticket, we go together, we could have done that. Do you know what I mean? But you can't do that these days. Like you can take your kid, but it'll be a one-off thing and it'll cost you about 150 quid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, man. It's a bit of a shame the way the club's gone there. And listen, this is the thing I always say. Like, I understand the club need to like generate revenue and money and that, yeah. But at the same time, like, you don't need to fleece the fans. You know what I mean? You do not need to do that at all. And they're going way too much on it, man. Way too much.
facts.
You seen this here? Big up to Ed. The presence of Pep Guardiola at City is a decisive factor as to whether Andrea Cambiasso signs for the club. Pep Guardiola wants him at all costs. This does not surprise me in the slightest because this guy, Cambiasso, is the perfect Pep player in the defence. He's the Bernardo Silva of the defence. Yeah? Because he can play anywhere, basically. I don't know if he can play centre back. He probably can. But have you seen this guy? I've seen him once, and he's good on the ball. I don't know defensively. I don't know. I've not seen him enough, but on the ball, fucking hell.
Yeah, well, look, every player who comes to our club, I don't know about the decisive, but like a massive factor in them signing for us at the minute is Pep Guardiola. So, not altogether surprised.
No, 100%, man. Yeah, see if there's anything else, but I don't think there is. But just check extra, see if there's anything there.
Quiet times, man. Quiet times. Maybe that's a good thing for a change.
Calm before the storm. Or before we go, what do you make of this all 115 rumours going around that it's going to be like soon?
Yeah, but we were told a couple months ago they were expecting it to be the end of March, early April. Isn't that right? So
Yeah.
maybe it is the calm before the storm. Maybe your emergency dinosaur streams will turn into actual emergency streams, because when we get the outcome of that, either way of the outcome, you're going to be a busy man. And
Yeah. Apparently,
the
Big
inter-
Steve said he was contacted by BBC to go on like go on a podcast or a stream or whatever, because they reckon it's going to be like soon. Yeah, I think a couple of others have been contacted as well. So it sounds like it's going to happen, man.
I'm just looking forward to it being over, man. Just some sort of an outcome. I just want some conclusion to the city. Like, this is going on what, over 2 years now?
I know,
Like,
it's long, innit, man? So long, bro. It's
long.
so long. Yeah, I just want it over, mate. Like, I don't know.
What's your good feeling? What's your heart telling you is going to be the outcome, if you had to guess?
I think they'll get not guilty.
Yeah.
I think they'll get not guilty because the Mancini payments and the Torre payments, I just think that's going to be well easy to defend. I just think you just fucking say it's a legit contract. Unless they can prove that it's not legit. It's not about whether I think we did it or not. It's about whether they can prove it, right? So the Mancini payments and the Torre payments, which is where the club, another football club in Abu Dhabi, paid them extra money, right? Is that illegal? No, it's not illegal. So they have to prove, the FA have to prove, or the Premier League have to prove that contract was a sham. So how are they going to do that? All you literally have to do is just get a letter from the club to say this was a legit contract. We paid them this money because it was legit. What are the Premier League going to then fucking take a club in a fucking different, not even a different country, a different continent? They can't do that. They got no jurisdiction. So I think that'll be chill. The question about the Etihad payments, I don't know, man, because you read it and it's like, yo, it's sus. But at the same time, you've not got all the emails. And this is what City keep on saying. City is saying, like, people are reading these emails and they've not got all the emails. So, like, but what I read, I'm like, it is a bit sus. But then City is saying, well, that's because you've not got the other emails. And City are like, we'll not just give you the other emails because these are hacked emails. And this is what City are crying about. City are like, why the fuck is this even coming here with a hacked email? This is why I've said all along, mate. I think they've opened a massive can of worms, like going after us based off of hacked information. I think it's, I'm not saying in life that you should never use hacked information when you go to like court or whatever, but I do think it's a grey area.
Yeah,
I do. I've said this plenty of times, bro, because like City could now, in theory, yeah, just be like, hire some hacker and just say, hack all the Premier League clubs. Hack them all, get all the information.
Well, yeah, like it's because you have to take into account the intent of the person hacking you, you know, and why they're hacking you, and if they're hacking you, can the information be tampered with? So it's a massive, it is a massive gray area that calls for concern. I don't know. It's mega complex. My gut feeling is we'll get some sort of a fine. That's it.
Oh, we'll definitely get a fine because we'll get fined for the non-cooperation, innit?
Yeah,
I
I think it could be
get a fine.
similar.
I think when you listen to someone like Stefan speaking, he's basically said the problem that the Premier League have with this case is that it's so serious that it's not really being dealt with in the correct like court or whatever. Like, they're alleging serious fraud. Yeah, this should be being dealt with in a proper court by like fraud police and that, but it's not. It's being dealt with by a couple of judges in arbitration. Like, are these guys going to have the balls to say in a civil arbitration, Manchester City, the guy who owns the football club, Sheikh Mansour, who's the vice president of the UAE or whatever, has committed fraud? Are they going to do that? Maybe they will. Maybe they'll be like, yo, I think they did it. Fuck it, I'm going to say it. Maybe they will. But they also need, like, what's the doubt thing? You know, like reasonable doubt, like the different things about doubt. Like when you go to court, like you got reasonable doubt, you've got beyond possibilities or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I think this is going to be quite a high bar. Like, it's got to be like the judges have got to be like, yeah, we're pretty certain you done it. It's not like, oh, we think you did it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I think when you like, say I sued you, yeah. Say like I don't know, you broke something in my house, yeah, because you being a dick. And I sued you to pay me the costs. Like, if I took you to court, I'm pretty sure I just have to convince the judge that like, yeah, you probably did break it, and it probably was your fault, yeah. But when you're going like to court for a crime, it's beyond all reasonable doubt, isn't it? So the judge has to, the jury have to sit there and go, I have zero doubts. I have no reasonable doubt you defo did it. So City are going to be held to a very high standard.
They have to be like the Premier League if they're going to go all in on it, which by the sounds of it so far they're putting their balls in the chopping board big time. Because if they get that wrong and it backfires on them, they're opening up a massive, really nasty tin of worms. You know, based on the accusations, it's because the nature of what they're accusing City of is it's not just we think you're paying slightly more for players than you say you are, or it's mega stuff like billion pound stuff that the average man probably can't comprehend, and we can't have too detailed discussions about it because we don't know enough about it. But based on the what we do know, it's huge what they're accusing City of. So they have to get it right. Like I think I said this when it first happened a couple of years ago. I was like, if this backfires in the Premier League, I think it opens up a tin of worms for the whole integrity of the Premier League, and it damages the Premier League moving forward as an organization. So this could change the next month or 6 weeks, and when the outcome comes out, it could change the landscape of the Premier League as an organization, depending on what way it goes. If it goes wrong for us, it will change the landscape of Manchester City. But if it goes wrong for the Premier League, it's not just a case of okay, we got it wrong. Anyway, back to business. Let's organize some fixtures. It's like no. Like what you opened up here and what you put the club through, reputation wise, financially, every sense, it's not feasible for us to just walk away from this and go, oh, let's shake hands. So it's like it's heavy stuff. This ain't no local league stuff. We're talking about billionaires and superpower organizations going toe to toe here. But I like. Do you know what? If they could live stream it and pay per view it, I'd pay for it, man. I'd pay for it.
What the court case?
Yeah. I'm paying for that, man. No dodgy box. I'm paying for it.
I think if you watch the court case, I think you definitely think they're guilty. I just think the way that shit, the way that they do them court cases, man, it's like, bruh.
If you did a watch along for it, it would break all your records.
A watch along, yeah. City defense time, yeah. City on the attack, yeah. It's crazy, man. We'll see, man. We'll find out soon anyway. But listen to you guys, man. Big up to you guys for joining, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes if you've enjoyed the stream. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to Hugh as well. Link is in the description, guys. Make sure you just click it, subscribe, easy. Well, yeah, man. We'll watch United tomorrow. That'll be on the second channel. People always ask me where do you watch alongs? On the second channel, more LB, link in description. This is where we do typically we do the non-City watch alongs on the second channel, man. You know what I mean? So make sure you subbed up to that one. We'll watch United tomorrow. I reckon United get panned tomorrow.
We need to do the watch along together before the end of the season at some point.
Yeah, I know. But just
maybe an FA Cup final.
Hopefully, it's better than the last one. You know what I mean?
That was like 3-0 Bournemouth or something, wasn't it?
2-1.
No, we got panned, didn't we?
No, we got panned, but in the end, we should have drawn. We got battered all game, but in the end, we actually should have drawn the game. We scored, and then we should have equalised. I swear down. It was 2-1. I swear down it was 2-1. Haaland scored. I think Haaland scored, but then he hit the post. I remember he hit the post.
Oh, it was 2-1. Yeah.
But we should have actually equalised.
It felt like a 4-0.
No, I know. No, we actually got cooked. We actually got so cooked in that game. Oh, it was Doku apparently. Doku scored. But yeah, man, we actually scored. No, Bournemouth. That's what I'm saying. We got cooked, bro. But in the end, at the end of the game, we actually should have equalised because we had chances right at the death, man. But we hit the post. Crazy.
Mad stream.
Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, big up to you guys, man. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subbed. Is anyone live? Right, we've not even had subscriber mode on. That's an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Put subscriber mode on for the end. Right, I'm going to redirect you to who's live. Yeah, Potsy's live. I'll redirect you to Potsy, man. Big up to you guys, man. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, boys.